Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I want to talk a little bit about why we meditate. So, I know one of the reasons why I personally meditate is to center myself, to connect to myself, to draw into this deep internal space of my own wisdom, to connect to my intuition, to maybe settle down a little bit. I know that if I'm feeling overly anxious or overwhelmed or angry or burnt out, when I sit with myself and meditate, I can usually see a difference. So there's a before and after effect. So the way that I feel once I have taken that time for myself has a significant effect on my mood, on my energy, on my experience in general. And so I am more equipped and more able to navigate whatever is coming towards me. I guess on some level, I can say that I am less reactive. So your reasons don't have to be exactly the same as mine, but I don't want you to get too, overwhelmed with this idea of like having to be a certain way or having to do it just a perfect way. But to just sit with yourself sometimes is enough. Sometimes it's enough to sit down in the morning, and just not be on the phone, right? So whatever it is that allows you to connect to yourself and settle into yourself, that's a yes. I think there's this very overwhelming idea that has been sort of, put out there by, I'm not really exactly sure who, but this idea that we're supposed to be quieting our mind in meditation. And I can honestly tell you that your mind is never going to be completely quiet. And maybe some people will disagree with me, and that's fine. But the reality is, we're human, and our minds are never completely still. Now, I do believe that the beauty of meditation is that it moves past that first layer, that chatter, that list making part of us, that part of us that's like, okay, I need to get this done and this done and this done. And I have all these things that need my attention, and then I need this to do this over here, and I have to be here at this time and there at that time. And I do believe it gives us a rest. It gives us a pause. It gives us the opportunity to back into ourselves, quite literally, to breathe, to connect, to settle into our own agency and our own power. And then we can move from a place of awareness. We can move from a place of knowing versus just being in this like constant reactive state. And so, meditation is going to quiet the nervous system, and it's going to create some sense of peace. And hopefully it's going to allow your energy to become less frenetic, and maybe it gives you a little more access to yourself. And so meditation as an exploratory journey into this experience we are having in a body, having a heart and a mind, being an energetic being. And so can we just settle in and really receive what this is? And by doing that, we grant ourselves access to the inner working of our own, being, to the inner working of our own body, heart, and mind. And so really this is about connection. And if we can sit with ourselves and give ourselves the privilege of our own time and our attention, it will shift our outer experience. So I hope you enjoy the meditations, and I hope they are helpful and useful, and I hope they give you back some part of yourself. Thank you for being here. Bye.